Gentlemen, it's Sherpa Rage. I'm back. I know I haven't done a stream in a while. Been kind of busy trying to do some short videos here and there. Would like to mention a few things, though. This is going to be a general overview of Update 14.5, kind of my thoughts and kind of input, how I've taken it. So I won't maybe cover everything in particular that, like, maybe Mugamu might, kind of giving you just an overview of 14.5. I'm more going to talk about my reactions as a longer time player and kind of where I see the future of it going with the updates and what they're doing changing wise. So I will kind of talk about what they changed, obviously, and the things that they've tweaked, because it is going to be a pretty big impact on Warframe and the Warframe community. I would like to mention, though, first, before I get too far into things, I did have my business cards printed up. I don't know if you can really see that. It has all my information, my in-game name, official Warframe fans channel, Grandmaster founder, gaming technology enthusiast. It does have the address for my YouTube and my Twitch on the bottom. And on the back, it's kind of give you a simplified version there with a dashing picture of Mirage there. In the front, you can see the Grandmaster emblem and then the Oberon there in the corner. So, yeah, I mean, these guys, I got 250 of them, so I got a little box of them for it's like $10 or something with the deal I got. It would have been a lot cheaper if I had not got the backside printed, but I figured, hey, why not treat myself? And, for those of you who don't know, we had our first rain in a while here in Oregon, so, yeah. Winter's coming, bitches. You better get fucking ready. Delicious. Okay, so first things first, Operation Craddock Front, which expires in 2 days, 19 hours, as you can see here. Essentially, it is a excavation mission. You have a central pod, you protect it, and then each time you get excavators and you power them, you have to power them basically. You get it points basically for mining this stuff. I'll just kind of give it more simple terms. So, yeah. You get points. You do have to do it in a single run, so if you do want the Latron Wraith and the Polar Galaxian Skin, Galaxion, I don't know. I say what I think it is. So if you do want that, you have to get 3,000 in a single run. Not too difficult. Honestly, I would go to Europa. I tried Earth the first time, and I got 1,346, excuse me, from my first run. And that was a 25 minute run at like 8:30 in the morning. Got up early, had a doctor's appointment, figured I was like, I'll run it. Got the first 2 tier rewards, the emblem and the mod pack. Came back later, got the Latron Wraith. Yeah, so personal best 3,345. I've actually run that twice. My second high score was 3,328 or something like that. It was like right below that. So I've actually run that multiple times. It's kind of fun to do, actually, not gonna lie. And I got really good at doing it. So you can see the new kind of orange-black, almost like lava fire kind of look I was going for my Oberon. I really, really dig this look. I think I'm going to start going with this instead of the older orange-black scheme I had. So, yeah, this I think looks really, really freaking cool. So I'm going to have to probably play around with this a little bit more. So 14.5, the biggest updates that they did, they came out with that. They did change the mods, which I know a lot of people are having issues with now, at least kind of in the way they're designed. I personally don't think it's a bad change. It is different, and granted, I think that's what more people are... I think collectively the community feels that everyone else is bitching about it as a permanent change. I think in a couple months, couple weeks, people will forget as they get adjusted to it. I really think that's going to be... This will be totally normal in, 2-3 months. People aren't going to, oh, remember the old, oh yeah, man, I forgot about that. People are they're just going to adapt to this. I mean, it is different. You can see right here, so they have the stack, so the 5 in the corner, they have the polarity and everything. At the bottom, it tells you, it's kind of hard to actually mouse over them since they don't seem to want to stay. But right there on the bottom there, that's the rating. So right here, this is a max rank. So right now it's by duplicates. If I do by name, which is how I normally. Yeah, so you can see like most of them are max here. There's like a spare antimatter drop that's unranked. That's a ranked one, and you can see in the bottom it says the Conclave down there, and like what frame it's for. Obviously, antimatter drop Nova. So Conclave 60 compared to unrank is 15. So it is a little bit more easy to tell now. And then you can be like, oh, you know, because people were like, what is that like symbol? I saw some things on the subreddit about that, about like, what is that symbol? I'm like, oh, I figured it out that it was the Conclave at that time. Before anyone had said it, just kind of made sense that that's what it was. So yeah, we do have that. We do have the new weapons, which is what I'm actually working on right now. The Coronin, Coronin, I guess. I'm not 100% sure how you say that, but so I do, and they did change this obviously with the mods. This is probably where I should have went for the mods, but I do kind of like this. And the first thing I actually thought of when I looked at this whole capacity thing, yes, Oberon, do the head bop, yeah. Motherfucker. The thing I first thought when I saw this was I thought they kind of designed it to be like the nutrition facts on like the back of a like food product. You know, they wanted it to be. In my mind, it almost seemed like they wanted to be similar to that specifically so that people could relate and maybe read it better. Because in your mind, you're like, I know how to read a nutrition fact table, or you should, you know, most people should. So it's like, oh, it's in kind of that format. And that's, I mean, that may not have been it, but I think that may have been at least slightly consciously an influence kind of there. And I do like it. It's a little weird though. The way they had the arrows at first, I was trying to figure it all out. Just kind of going in raw, and then when I figured it out, I was like, okay, perfect. So, and then actual build for this, I have no idea. I know that drops from the event. I do not remember picking it up from the event, but I'll tell you this about the event. The event has great drops. Like, you get a lot of like tier 1 keys and stuff, but holy crap, you get a lot of them. Every time you get an extractor, an extractor gives you 100 points. So every time you get an extractor, you get something. If you go to 3,000, that's like 30 drops or something roughly there. I'm not 100% sure if it is every drop. I'm pretty sure it's every time you complete one though, or something like that. So yeah, I got this stance mod. I was gonna actually go buy it. I just happened to check, found it in my inventory, had it, and I was like, that's freaking awesome. So rank that up. Pressure point and fury, obviously on this, of course. I go with my corrosive builds. You guys know me, or if you don't, I pretty much love corrosive. I mean, corrosive is, numbers-wise, the best form of damage in the game as of right now. Corrosive deals at least 100% of damage to up to 150% of damage against every enemy type. So people are always like, why do you go with corrosive? I'm like, because statistically, numbers-wise, which I don't play the numbers a lot, but I do with the damage, corrosive is the best. There's some other ones I do mess around with now, don't get me wrong. I do like my blast damage, and I love my heat if you got a good status thing to catch things on fire, because, God, who doesn't want to catch someone on fire with a freaking, you know, machine gun? It's like, it's one thing to use the Ignis, one thing to use a flamethrower to catch something on fire, but if one of your bullets lights someone on fire, you know, that's A-okay in my book, so... Right, so sorry about that. Little tangents, you know. Very excited. I don't... tomorrow's Labor Day, got a day off, and then I have vacation all next week, so I'm kind of excited about that. So yeah, pressure point and fury, obviously get that attack speed. I wish there was another attack speed mod, or I wish that fury was faster, because these things would be so much fun if I could just go berserk kind of with them. So, which there may... Quickening. I just remembered that existed. I forgot about the channeling mods, kind of. I always do. I don't know why. That might have to go with that. That might be kind of fun. And the problem is, yeah, I'd probably take it like Jaded Edge or something, but I don't know if it's really worth it. That I don't really know if really that's that worth it. So this build right now is probably pretty fine, though. Yeah, so I got Fever Strike, the Virulent Scourge, Shocking Touch, Focus Energy, Voltic Strike, and Jaded Edge. So, yeah, like I said, primarily the Corrosive and the Slash you got there. A little bit of Impact and Puncture, hardly any there. Jump Change, really. That Spin Attack, though, 4,307.2. Damn, really good. Be kind of nice if it had a higher crit chance, but like this weapon on like a Loki Prime, probably pretty good. I haven't actually tried it. So then we got the Nucor, which I've heard called the dubstep gun. I was like, oh my god, it's an alien ray gun type thing. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of different. So right now, I am leveling these guys up. I already have a Forma on here. I would like to take a moment to thank DE for the day one access and supplying me with all these weapons so I could do this review as soon as possible. I thought about doing it at 30. I wanted to kind of get, because normally I don't do my builds or my reviews kind of until I have a couple Forma or the max build that I want to do on a gun. I can show you here, though, real quick. I was doing kind of the builds for the Nucor and the Galaxian here. So right now I have Hornet Strike, Barrel Diffusion, Lethal Torque, Convulsion. I will put on the Jolt, Pathogen rounds, and then what's the other one? Pistol Pestilence. I'll put those here, so I have all four of the corrosive mods there. Sorry, and then I'll probably put Gunslinger on here. Is what I was thinking, just for a little bit faster DPS there. I want that faster fire rate, which is pretty nice because I did do. I think was it 2, 4? Yeah, they're both 4 Forma builds. Honestly, 4 Forma is the sweet spot. If you know me, that's about what I need. So the max build is Hornet Strike, Barrel Diffusion, Lethal Torrent. Wait a minute, sorry. And then I guess actually Heated Charge, Scorch, Convulsion, Jolt, and Gunslinger. So this one I'm actually not doing a. Okay, sorry. This one I'm not actually doing a corrosive build on. That's right. I remember this one is a radiation damage gun. So yeah. So it will be a little bit different than kind of what most people I think were expecting with that one. And then we have the Galaxian, which also is a single Forma right now. It is going to be Blast. So these ones are actually different guns in that sense. So my melee is my corrosive, then I have Blast, and I have radiation. So it's kind of a nice trifecta that I got going on with the different damage types. I realize more people probably excuse me, do it that way, to where they do they want kind of that mix, so they can do damage to this, damage to that, something like this, and that. So it's going to be kind of different there in terms of that. Sorry, I had to check that real quick. So the Kubros, honestly, I haven't really talked about them yet. So I at first thought they were okay and everything. Once I started getting the mods and building it, I really like the Kubros. I actually 3 Forma'd this guy just yesterday. I started doing this. I actually formed him 3 times in one day. They level up so fast. I really love them because I took him. He was unranked. I took him on a mission on Pluto, on one of as Pluto's a series, is one of the defense ones there, whichever one it was. I went 25 waves, and he went from unranked to ranked 27 on a Forma. So, bam, right there, just shot up like super rank wise. So I'll probably put one more Forma on him. Just because a lot of these are high fusion mod costs. Like this is a 10 rank, 10 rank, 10 rank, 10 rank, 10 rank. Everything that's a 10 rank is not done. Everything that's a 5 rank is. So like Fast Deflection, Pack Leader, Loyal Companion, Scavenge, Stock, Hunt. I did move things around. I did change it because I've noticed they're not as picky as the Sentinels. Because if I go back here, you can see it does still say his abilities are there. So they're not kind of that stuck in the pattern of you have to have them one in each corner. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it. I don't know if it's still like that with Sentinels either, because I haven't really checked lately. But so I've formed him 3 times thus far. I want to get this up, and I want to be able to get Pack Leader and Loyal Companion out. Scavenge is a really good one, but I'm probably going to leave that off just because I see a lot of people running them. Stock is really what I use him for. Hunt's pretty nice too. I may swap out Scavenge for Hunt because actually that's probably what I'll do. I'll swap those 2 out because I don't use Hunt a lot, even though it's kind of nice. Bite, definitely a really nice one there. I mean, he doesn't have a super high crit chance to begin with, so it's not going to be like he'll crit almost though on the like every other hitter. So roughly, I think it'll be about 48% when I get it max. So his stats though, this is the thing. He has more health, more shield, a little bit more armor than me. Damage wise is really good. His crit chances are really good. So the Kubros are actually pretty viable. I understand people complaining about the health and the issues with that and trying to deal with, logging in to make sure that you take care of them. I think it's an important thing, just, make sure you put it in stasis when you're not going to be using them, and plan accordingly. Like, if you're going to, you're going to game later or something, you got time, get on, take them out of stasis so you don't have to pay for that 3 hours. You don't have to wait, It's kind of just, it does make you plan a little bit more, and I think a lot of people are kind of like frustrated with DE at that because they're like, I have to actively think a little bit more about it, and I have to, concern myself with this Kubro, which I don't mind it as much. I'm not having any issues with it as far as that goes. I get it can be annoying as far as the health thing goes. So when you get cash, when you get some credits, I think it's important to stock up on it because they lose 10% of health a day. Like that, and then of course your interactions, you're limited to 3 a day of actually like petting them, hanging out with them, and that'll boost their loyalty to you and everything. Which I have one more it looks like today. Cosine Avalanche, I think that's something I was reading something about. You can basically turn it over to the Lotus, and like some people were making jokes about Lotus being like a crazy Kubro lady kind of thing, like a crazy cat lady. Basically, you give her all your Kubros, and she's like babysits or something. I'm not really sure about that, so I'm just like, all right then. So one other thing was I was in the clan Hell's Kittens. The Hell's Kittens is still around. It's just my friend who created the thing, I got to Warlord status and everything, and since I've been getting more views and more followers and everything, and really very, very active in the Warframe community, I've been trying to get a bigger following and everything. I wanted he kind of has has stopped playing so much, so he basically turned over Hell's Kittens to me. I have thus then turned it into the Legion of Doom, which you can if you would stop doing that. You can kind of see it there. The lighting is it's not the greatest decal in ever. I just kind of threw it on there. I probably should have been a little bit more concerned about that, a little bit more, taking my time a little bit more, but it works good enough. So Legion of Doom, we got that up and I got that running and everything, so Warlord status there. So that is kind of what's going on in 14.5. Of course, save best for last, all the Oberon buffs. Absolutely loving all of them. I was a little skeptical about the third with the draining energy per second. So right now, though, I have not had any issues with any of that stuff or anything. Give me just a second here. I figure I want to give you guys the actual kind of stats for it and everything. So, what actually was changed was Smite. The projectiles spawn after impact, seek to target. They're not in any like spawn direction before. They'd be randomly in like a radial kind of thing. Projectile speed is up 50%. Force radiation proc is on the initial target now. It knocks down. It's a 100% guaranteed knockdown instead of a stumble, which is beautiful, I think. And it does a force puncture proc on all enemies. So Smite itself, right there, that's a huge thing. Hollowed Ground. This is a really big change for Hollowed Ground because Hollowed Ground to me was always one of that abilities. It's everyone who knocked Oberon, that was always the thing, was Hollowed Ground isn't that good, and I had to kind of agree with them. So it still did damage. It just wasn't as viable as doing spamming Reckoning. Sorry. So Hollowed Ground, basically allies that are in the Hollowed Ground area cannot have the proxies on them. Like they can't get any like toxic stuff, anything like that. So basically, kind of, and it'll also remove anything. So if someone's like what is it? I forget. Like if there's any of the infested that have like the proximity things on them, if they're standing in that, it'll remove it and it'll stop them from being able to do that. Armor is also boosted by 5, 10, 15, 20 per rank for all allies that are in there, and it does stack. Oh, no, sorry. It says stacking is being explored on multiple casts. So I hope they do that, because that would make it really good, because then you could just throw like 5 of those down and be like, all right, it stacks the buffs. It stacks the freaking, it stacks your armor thing, which that could be kind of OP, but at the same time, it's such a small area that I think DE might just do it, and I think they should do it, honestly, in my opinion. Take a note, DE. So Renewal. This one was the one I said I was kind of iffy about at first, but actually playing with it, it is better. So it's switched to toggle with a smaller base cost, so it costs less to cast, and then it's an active energy per it's a drain active. What is it? Energy per second active drain is how they say it. So basically, all the renewal benefits will will occur when the projectile hits it, so when the little sprite hits it. So boost heal amount is 200, 250, 300, 400 per rank now. When the target is fully healed, it will remove proc effects, which is really nice. Allies bleeding out are also affected by now, which this is a pretty big thing. The bleed out will be slowed by 20, 25, 35, and 45% per rank, as well as affected duration mods. So that is really good, especially in the event. You can, if you are a good Oberon and if you can future cast, because that's a big thing about Oberon on a huge map like the event map. You need to be able to read the situation, read when your guys are taking damage, and future cast. I don't know about you guys. I always keep the team health and stuff that open when I'm playing Oberon, and just pretty much in general, just to keep an eye on everybody's health and stuff. Especially as a healer, I want to make sure that I keep my team up. Now, their priority should be to stay alive, but I'm the backup. I'm the guy that's like, hey, I got you. Don't worry. If you're fighting 5 ancients and it's just you and you're having some trouble, no problem. I'll get you some health. So I do try to keep them up and everything like that. And then Reckoning. Reckoning now, it only got like 2 little changes, it looks like. Forced radiation proc added to damage on targets, which is pretty nice. And then small radio blind added to the slam impact, but only for enemies that survive the damage of the cast. And then this radio blind will also be applied to any enemies that move into range even after it's been cast, and are blinded by the impact of those being slammed by the Reckoning. So it's kind of nice. It adds a little blind thing. I mean, it's not super huge, but they didn't really need to tweak Reckoning, because Reckoning was kind of already the best ability. I think they made it more scalable. I've heard people say, like, holy crap, it seems so much more scalable, but I haven't checked. So, I haven't really done too many all Oberons after the changes. Sit on my carpet, yo. Oh, wow. That's kind of funny. Oh, yeah, they did give Oberon a higher armor now, which is really insane to me, because he was at 65 or something before, and now he's at, like, what? Oh, no, that's 150. So he went from 65 to 50 armor. Or to 150 armor, sorry, excuse me. So Oberon now is really good. And of course, with the build that I got on him, with the 925 health, 470 shields, Oberon is, fantastic. I have definitely found my Warframe, ladies and gentlemen. So, that's just kind of the breakdown of the 14.5 and everything that's been going on. So I just kind of wanted to do a generalized thing for you there. I will be doing some more videos and the actual reviews of the guns once I get them up higher. I just wanted to kind of give a little head nod to DE, thanking for the day 1 access and supplying me with those guns and giving me all that stuff. I really appreciate that. Hopefully the Warframe Excalibur limited edition statue that I ordered will be getting sent out here soon, and I can show you guys that when I get that. Other than that, thank you guys for viewing. I just broke 20,000 views recently. I don't know if I've mentioned that in any of my other videos, so I really appreciate you guys viewing and everything. Tell your friends, about me. Try to get into Warframe. You guys can add me if you need any help or whatnot. You just want to have a good time. So thank you guys for viewing, and I will see you guys later.